in our bed and pull the blankets tight. The last thing that we'll need before we say goodnight. Our favorite stuffed toy, a kiss on the cheek, a snuggle with mom, and a good book to read. And of course, the very best way to end a lovely day is to cozy on up for Jammies with JaNay. Okay, that's it.
Hi, hello. Welcome back to another Jammies with JaNay. I can't say this enough. I'm so happy to see you. Thanks for coming back for another story start with me, JaNay. You know, I gotta ask you, how was your day today? Well, I hope you said that you had a fantastically, wonderfully, beautiful day. And if you didn't, that's okay. You can make tomorrow an even better day. How was my day? It was awesome. Thanks for asking. Okay, so let's do our check-ins. Do you have your jammies on? Do you have your jammies on? I have mine. Here they are. Do you have yours? Perfect. Check. Do you have your favorite stuffed animal or snuggly? Ooh, here's mine. I have mine. Do you have yours? Perfect. Check. Do you have your adult nearby? It could be any adult, like your grandpa or your grandma or your mom or dad. It could be your babysitter or your uncle or your aunt, whatever adult you would like to share this story start with. Do you have your adult? Perfect. Check. Now, do you have our story? Do you have our story? You do? Well, awesome. Do I have our story? Do I have our story? Do I have her? Do I have? Tricked you. I totally have our story. And here it is. Here is our story for today. The Spice Box. Do you have the story? Perfect. Check. Well, this is our story for today. It is called The Spice Box. And this says that The Spice Box is written by Meera Sriram. If the story is written by Meera Sriram, what does that make her? You're right! The author! Meera wrote the story because she is the author. This here says illustrated by Sandhya Prabhat. Sandhya Prabhat. If Sandhya Prabhat illustrated the story, what does that mean Sandhya did? You're right! Captured these amazing pictures, illustrated this story. Now, before we get started with the story, I want to show you something. What do you notice about this book? I'm going to turn it around this way. I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to turn it back around. Do you notice anything about this book? I'm going to give you a hint. What about right here? What do you notice here? Yes! This is a library book. I went to the library and got this book from the library. And look at some of the cool stuff we see. Right here, it says SPL. Well, that stands for the Sacramento Public Library. And it says it right here too, the Sacramento Public Library, because that is the library that I checked this book out of. And look at here. Here's the barcode. This barcode is like an identifier to help the Sacramento Public Library know which book it is. That's what that barcode does. It also, on the spine of the story, do you see the spine of the book, this long back part of the book? It says SRI because it's helping us to know when we put this book back up alphabetically that this story goes in the S section because this is the author's last name. Remember? Meera Sriram? And here's SRI. So when a librarian puts this book back where it belongs, they're going to put it back in alphabetical order. And so this one will go in the S section in the picture book section. We also see right down here, do you see? Right here, it says picture book. And there is the author's last name again. And it says new, because that means that this book is a new book when I checked it out. These are just some of the things you'll notice on a library book to help the librarians and all the wonderful workers at the library know how to identify the book and where to put it so that when you go to the library, you can find it easy peasy so that you can pick up a book like Spice Box and read it at home. There's one more thing I want to show you. Do you see how shiny this is? That's because this library book has a shiny plastic covering to help protect the book to keep it nice and safe. Have I ever told you how much I love the library and how much I love library books? And that's why I checked this one out to share with you. Let's dig in. Let's look at the cover of our story today, The Spice Box. What are some things you notice on the cover of this book? Oh yes, we see 3 people here on the cover, and look what they have. Ooh, he has this cool box that I'm pretty sure we'll learn more about because this book is called The Spice Box. And here's a box he has. Oh, and here is someone, looks like he's got a big spoon and he might be getting ready to taste something. And lots of tasty food and such bright, beautiful colors captured on the cover of this book. I'm ready to jump in. The Spice Box. Wow, look at our end pages. Look at this. This looks a lot like what we see here in the Spice Box. And look here on our end pages, there they are again, and more information to tell us about the Sacramento Public Library. Such cool end pages. Let's turn the page. The Spice Box. Here we are again. Lots of cool illustrations of tasty foods. What else do you see? I see a pot or a pan. And there it is again, the Spice Box. Ooh, I think that this story is going to make my tummy very hungry. Let's start reading. A box full of flavors, full of stories. A box full of flavors, full of stories. Yes, again, there's our Spice Box. Look at that box. It's so intricate. That means it's got beautiful designs all over it. I wonder what it's made out of. What do you think a box like that might be made out of? Maybe metal? But I think it's probably made out of wood. And maybe these latches here are made out of metal. I don't know. But we get to use our imagination to think about what might a box like this be made out of. Let's turn the page. This is the box that Rishi ran his fingers over, just the way his father usually did. Dad, could I help make potato curry for Pati? He called. Dad was busy getting a room ready for Pati, arriving from India later in the day. Rishi couldn't wait. He opened the box, leaned in, and sniffed the spices in shades of gold and ruby. Can you pretend as if you were taking a deep sniff of something that smells wonderful? Try it. Ready? Close your eyes. Take a big sniff. Just imagine the wonderful smells that could be coming from this beautiful spice box. And there's Rishi. He's got his eyes closed and he's taking in the aromas of all of the spices. Rishi couldn't wait. He opened the box, leaned in, and sniffed the spices in shades of gold and ruby. Let's turn the page. The smell of curry stirred up many family memories. This is the box his grandmother first filled when she was young in India. Lentils and mustard seeds, chili powder, and turmeric. Pati had tried many recipes. She had dreamed of becoming a chef at a time when few women were allowed to work. Look at this page here. When Rishi opened the box, he started to think of memories from stories he had heard. And here's his grandmother as a young woman. Look at her face here. How do you think she might be feeling? Yeah, I don't know if she's feeling very happy because the word says Pati had tried many recipes. She had dreamed of becoming a chef at a time when few women were allowed to work. What does that mean? Few women were allowed to work. Yeah, during her time when she was young, it was hard for a woman to get a job and to do something like be a chef. So maybe that speaks to why she looks a little bothered, a little upset. The look on her face says, I don't know how I feel about this. Especially because she has these big dreams to be a chef. Let's turn the page and see what happens. This is the box Pati carried with her when she left her village to find work in the city. She had walked miles and miles with her kitchen in a bag and little else to start a new life. With this magic box, Pati always cast a smile. On many nights, she filled the streets with delicious aromas of curries until one day her dreams came true and everyone called her the Wizard of Spice. I'm going to stop the reading there. Stop! Okay, parents, now it's your turn to finish the story and find out what happens between these three family members and this very special spice box. I also want to remind you that I have lots of resources on the website for you, such as the reading prompts, and vocabulary words, as well as some additional vocabulary words related to ingredients. Well, I'm so glad that you came back for another Jammies with JaNay. And I hope you'll check out all the other videos and all the other story starts and watch them again and again and again because each of those help to support children's language and literacy skills and gets them excited about reading stories. I hope to see you again. And with that, I say good night and happy reading. Don't forget to subscribe to Jammies with JaNay. You can just click the subscribe button at the bottom of the page.